Okay, a very good morning children. Children, in the previous class we completed almost everything about polygon. Also the concept of quadrilateral was discussed. What is its angle sum property? I mean the sum of interior angles of a quadrilateral. It is how many degree? What is the proof? It was discussed in the previous class. Today let us discuss about some special types of quadrilateral. Okay. Now as I have already told you in previous classes, quadrilaterals are of different kinds. Namely from elementary classes, from junior classes rectangle, square, okay. In class 7 also we had read about your rhombus, parallelogram, etc. But we do not know the concept in detail, okay. Trapezium, it is again another special type of quadrilateral. So we will discuss all these things one by one, okay. So let us first discuss about trapezium. What is a trapezium? See, look at the figure. So first it is a quadrilateral because it has how many sides? 4 sides. It is closed or bounded by 4 line segments. So it is no doubt a quadrilateral. Okay. Now see, in this quadrilateral, see I have given the sign of arrow. Here the arrow is given, here the arrow, AB and DC. The arrow sign has been given on the side AB and DC. So what does it indicate? It indicates that this line and this line, AB and DC, these are the opposite sides, okay. This pair of opposite sides, the arrow sign shows that they are parallel. Means if you produce this side and this side, they will never intersect anywhere in the plane. So AB and DC are parallel. Now, if AB and DC are parallel, you see, that means one pair of opposite sides parallel. And what about the other pair? See, look at AD and BC, it is another pair of opposite sides. Are they parallel? No, they are not. They are not parallel. Means they are non-parallel. That means they can intersect on producing or on extending the two non-parallel sides, namely DA and BC. They may intersect. So they are non-parallel. So here one pair opposite side, you see, one pair opposite sides parallel and another pair opposite sides what? Non-parallel. So we call such a quadrilateral as, you see, we call such a quadrilateral as trapezium. Okay. So trapezium, what is trapezium? Trapezium, you see, AB parallel to DC and AD and BC are not non-parallel. You see, AD and BC non-parallel sides. You see, non-parallel. So therefore we say that ABCD is a trapezium. So what is a trapezium? Trapezium is a quadrilateral in which at least one pair of opposite sides must be parallel and the other pair must be non-parallel. Okay. So this is the basic concept of your trapezium, and we will discuss how to find the area etc. in a separate chapter known as mensuration later. Okay. Now see, one more thing I should like to say. You see, if this and these are parallel, if AB and DC are parallel, while discussing the chapter parallel lines, I have told you that the distance between the parallel lines is always same everywhere. Okay. That means you see, if AB and DC are parallel, if we draw a perpendicular here, and if we draw a perpendicular here, suppose this is M, this is N. Now AM and BN, these are what? AM and BN are the perpendicular distances between the parallel lines AB and DC, and they are the altitudes. That is called altitude or height of the parallel trapezium, height of the trapezium. So here AM and BN are the altitudes or height of the trapezium ABCD. And what is height or altitude? It is nothing but the distance between the parallel line or the perpendicular distance between the parallel lines. Okay. So more about trapezium will be discussed in the chapter mensuration. At present you just remember that trapezium is a quadrilateral in which just or only one pair of opposite sides parallel, but the other pair opposite sides should be or must be non-parallel. Okay. This is the concept of trapezium. Now, our primary concern is to discuss about parallelograms in detail as given in your syllabus. So, what is the next? The next is your parallelogram. You see. Yes, children, we have read about parallelogram in class 7. I have remembered. What is parallelogram? How to find area of a parallelogram, base into height or base into altitude. These are the things which we have already discussed we have read in class 7. But you might have forgotten. We had known very little thing about parallelogram in class 7, but here we will discuss all the basic things related to the quadrilateral, that is your parallelogram. So what is parallelogram? Let us see. Parallelogram. Yes. Parallelogram. Parallelogram, it is in short, it is written as, you see, In short, we write parallelogram by this symbol. Just write 11 and GM, or parallel symbol and GM, parallelogram. Okay. So what is a parallelogram? Let me tell you. See, suppose, look at this figure. Suppose, let us consider a quadrilateral, say ABCD. Okay. Now, if the side, you see AB and CD are opposite sides. Similarly, AD and BC are opposite sides. Okay. Now, in trapezium, what I said? In trapezium, I said, if one pair of any one pair opposite side is parallel, then we call, and the other opposite side, other pair opposite side non-parallel, we call it a trapezium. But in a parallelogram, what happens? It is just the opposite. That means, you see, in this pair and this pair, see, suppose AB and CD are parallel. Also, AD and BC. Look at, I am giving different symbols so that you will understand. Now look at AB and DC, they have been shown by one arrow which indicates or which shows that AB and CD are parallel. Okay. The arrow sign always shows parallel. Okay. In the arrow sign given in any figure always show that the two line segments are parallel. Okay. So here AB and CD are parallel. They are one pair of opposite sides. Similarly, AD and BC, look at this pair opposite side is again parallel. Then we call this quadrilateral as a what? Parallelogram. So what is a parallelogram? Now we can easily define. So this is the, children, please see, this is the sufficient condition for a quadrilateral to become a parallelogram. What is the sufficient condition? That means under what condition should a quadrilateral satisfy so that we can claim that it is a parallelogram. The main condition, the sufficient condition for any quadrilateral to become a parallelogram is what? It's both pair opposite sides. This side, one pair, this side. Both the pairs of opposite sides must be parallel. Then closing our eyes, we can say that the quadrilateral will be a parallelogram. That is the sufficient condition to claim a quadrilateral to be a what? Or to become a quadrilateral to become a parallelogram. That is the sufficient condition. Both pairs of opposite sides must be parallel. That means mathematically what will we say? We will say that, you see, if AB and CD, if AB parallel to CD and AD parallel to CB, then your ABCD is a what? Is a parallelogram. Okay. So this is the sufficient condition for any quadrilateral to become a parallelogram. Now we will discuss more about parallelogram. Children, see, as I told you, now if I ask you what is parallelogram, you can easily define. Sir, in any quadrilateral, if both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, try to understand. If both pairs of opposite sides parallel, then we say it is a what? Parallelogram. Okay, children. Now the point, one point arises here. What is the point? The point is, you see, that means in problem, if I said that for a quadrilateral to become a parallelogram, both pairs of opposite sides would be parallel. Okay. Now the point is it necessary that always we will show? Is it necessary that we will always show for a quadrilateral to become a parallelogram that both pairs of opposite sides are parallel? No, that is no doubt the sufficient condition. But still there are other conditions or other what? Criteria by which we can decide or we can claim, we can say that yes, a quadrilateral can also be a parallelogram if it satisfies some other conditions. This is no doubt the what? Sufficient condition. If at all you could show that both pairs of opposite sides parallel, then closing your eyes you can say it will be a parallelogram. Okay. But it is very time taking. Of course, while doing problems, it is always very time taking to establish always that both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, so that the quadrilateral will become a parallelogram. Now the point is, what are the other criteria? What are the other conditions by which we can claim that a quadrilateral is also a what? Parallelogram. Okay. Now let us discuss some properties of parallelogram. And if those properties, any quadrilateral satisfying those properties, we can say that it is a what? We can say that that quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So what are the properties of parallelogram that we will discuss now? Okay. See, some of the properties, there are many properties, but we will discuss few as given in your syllabus. So what are the main properties of your parallelogram? Children, you must have got idea in class 7. While finding the area, your teachers might have told you these properties while finding area of parallelogram in class 7. But still you might have forgot. Let me discuss. Okay. So let me discuss at least one property, then we will discuss more properties in the next class. Okay, properties of parallelogram. See children, suppose this is a parallelogram A, B, C, D. As I said, it is a parallelogram because A, B and C, the opposite side parallel, and then AD and BC parallel. Okay. Now you will be surprised to know that if you draw a parallelogram and if you measure actually the proof of all this, it is not there in our syllabus. It will be discussed geometrically. We can also prove all these properties. Whatever properties I am going to discuss now, the proof is beyond the scope of our discussion because it is not there in the syllabus. Okay, it will be taught in class 9 how to prove geometrically all these properties of parallelogram. The proof of all these properties of parallelogram will be discussed geometrically in class 9. At present, we will just remember the properties and we will apply it to problems only. Okay, see. So, what is the first property? The first property is if you measure AB and CD. I said one relation AB and CD, what? What are they? They are parallel. And what is the other relation? See, if you draw any parallelogram and if you measure the opposite sides, you will be surprised to know or see that AB and DC, they will be also equal. See. These two sides will be equal. The length of AB and DC will be equal. And similarly, the length of AD and BC will also be equal. That means, what I mean to say, that if ABCD is a parallelogram, then AB equal to CD and AD equal to CB. That means both pairs of opposite sides are also equal. See, if they are parallel, if both pairs of opposite sides parallel, it is a parallelogram. And if it is a parallelogram, if ABCD is a parallelogram, you will be surprised to know that the measure of each side, the length of each pair of opposite sides is same. That means in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. So that is the first property. So what will I write? You see, opposite sides, opposite sides of a parallelogram are always equal. They are always equal. That means if ABCD is a parallelogram, that is, if ABCD is a parallelogram, then your AB will be equal to CD and AD will be equal to BC. Children, if you ask, I can do the proof, but the proof at present is not necessary. We will discuss it in class 9, okay? The proof of all these things, it is not there. We will simply apply in class 8. Only we will apply. We have to remember the properties, we have to understand the properties, and we have to just apply it in problems. Okay, the proof can be done also. Okay, it will be done in class 9. See, so what is the first property you came to know? You came to know that in a parallelogram, both pairs of opposite sides must be equal. The length of both pairs of opposite sides of a parallelogram must be same. Okay, so this is the first property of a parallelogram. Still there are many more properties which we will discuss in the next class. Children, I hope whatever I discussed you must have understood. Thank you.